Hello, all. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody had a very, very, very happy Thanksgiving. Chris will be here in just a second, and we're going to go over about the first 30 minutes of a very interesting kind of documentary, almost interview that we saw that we thought we should talk about. Are you stuck? You're stuck, aren't you? You are? Okay. You're going to be getting up anyway because it's mommy's chair. But crazy. Kids are crazy. So I hope everybody's had a great and I mean absolutely fabulous Thanksgiving. We had a fucking awesome one. It was absolutely great. Me, myself, of course, me, myself, but I count with all the voices, I count myself twice. And Crystal, my son, and we had a great, great, great time. I cooked a fabulous turkey, if I don't say so myself. And we had all the fixings, everything like that. Even had some sweet potato pie last night. Today we're just eating off leftovers. I've had about 12 to 14 ounces of turkey cold with some mustard. It was delicious. I did want to point out to everybody, I want to say hi to everybody, but also our specials for Black Friday are up. Here is Beyond Willpower, the Hunger Management Method. The new book is in fact out. I will be doing a full standing video about it later on today. If you guys order it, it will be delivered. Like you'll get access to the app, everything like that. If you're already on the app, hang on. If you're already on the app, hang on. If you purchase it, we're going to be sending you guys a link so you can get it delivered to you right away, and then it'll just add to your concurrent product. So like it'll just give you a length in time. But if you're new to the app and you purchase it, it will give you access to the app with all sorts of live and pre-recorded classes. You're in mommy's seat. You got to go. I love you, but she's way prettier than you. I said it. God, awesome. Say hi to everybody, first of all. Say hi. There we go. Hi. Boom. And here's my lovely, lovely wife. And this isn't happening. There we go. I felt short. But I was saying that if you order the book from here, you will get the book after this. After we're done with this, it'll be an hour or two where we were going over the last few things to get it set up into the system. And then from there, it'll be working automatically. So, and we do have our coaching, Black Friday accountability special coaching. And that is at our discounted price because it'll be going up here shortly. But also, and that's our normal coaching where we take individuals, talk to them on a daily basis with weekly video conferences. We help adjust their lifestyle bit by bit. We teach them what they need to know about food and stuff like that. But we're also adding an intensive coaching, which is basically same thing as the accountability coaching, except we add a ton more to it. We'll help you with your pantry. We'll help you with your grocery list. We'll have 2 workouts a week that we will personally guide you through via Zoom. And if you need just help really getting there, like this is we have very limited spots for this because of how intense it is, where it's that much communication and that much input on the client. So we have very limited spots. It is for 2 workouts a week where we are live with you. It is one-on-one. It's not a group thing. It's a one-on-one coaching for you for a week. You can either be with Crystal or me. Not for the week, but I mean, it's two every week for the entire month. And we will daily communication, help you with your pantry, help you with your grocery list, help with your macros, your food, recipes, the whole 9 yards. It's very intensive. So please do, if you have been thinking about it, check that out. A lot of personal training sessions, people pay $150 a week. And this is much, much, much lower than that for 2 training sessions, those sorts of things. So, hello, Alan. Fox, how are you doing? Lacey Strinks, Tajay, Little Monster, Jessica, Janet, Susanna. Like an old Susanna song comes to my head. I don't know why. Cookies, Ugly Jazz, /Sukin, poor Awesome. She'll be fine. She's going to go eat.
Yeah, she's fine.
How old is Awesome Sauce? I don't like to think about that. She's 7, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. Because I think we got her right when I started EDDF.
Mm-hmm.
So 6, 7, she's 7. She's 700 pounds. It's good. I don't know what to do. Like I can coach myself, coach people, but I don't. It's the other cats regulate to a perfectly healthy weight, and she's just fat. I'm like fat. Yes, you are. I mean, she's just gonna go eat anyway. But if we don't have food out, the other cats don't get to eat. You know, like it's crazy. Anyway, hey Crystal, Crystal is looking a bit
because Awesome
furry.
Sauce was in the chair.
I was like, what the fuck are you looking?
I know. I was like, do I have cat hair on me again?
Angel and Rebecca, Sheeny Beanie, Little Monster. I think I said hi to you guys. We don't have Thanksgiving in Poland, obviously, but today I made banging pork ribs,
Nice.
baked with sauerkraut.
Yum.
We have dinner a lot earlier here. Me and my hubby ate before 6. That's awesome.
Nice.
We eat early.
We eat early.
Yeah, we eat early because sometimes, like normally, like probably starting here in the next day or so, I won't eat until probably about 3:30, like our dinner, like 4 o'clock is when we normally eat. I'll probably wait to eat to our dinner, and then I like to be able to sit back with her and have like kind of another snack. It's been like a protein snack lately. It's been meat and cheese and stuff like that. Yeah. So, and then how much turkey did Awesome Sauce eat? She did not eat any turkey. We don't give them table food. I don't think Alan even takes no morbidity. The only reason he isn't obese is because Awesome Sauce steals most of the food. She's a big cat. She is. How sweet Crystal is. I love to see you. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Lonnie, hi. Christian, how are you?
Hello.
Jane, how are you? 7 is young. She's young. Yeah, she's doing good. We got time to have her lose half her body mass. Yours is 12. 7.
Time to work on it.
Yeah, we got time to work on it. Yeah. Chad ate my first one. Fox, what's happening? Your baby's a chonker. She's a chonker. Yeah. And no morbidity feline edition. I don't know. It's the habits. It's the habits. So I'm black, so we eat dinner after 7. I was unaware of that stereotype though. Like I know you said it's a joke. I was trying to think.
It's a joke. Don't forget.
We also anyway. So today we're going to go over an interesting documentary, but we do hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. Which one more time here, guys. And if you do purchase the book, by the way, I will be responding back to you after this is over. So please feel free. I'll be doing a couple freestanding videos about it later. It's a bad joke. Is there bad jokes? Is there bad jokes? You know, like, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Carl, but like, you know, it's a thing called people time. I'm not saying I fucking listen. If I don't have alarms set, I won't remember to fucking be anywhere. So I really want, like, I can, like, especially if like the hyper focus hits, like there've been times where she's been like, excuse me, are we eating today? Hey, I got 30 minutes and start notifications today. Good.
Nice.
Fifi's for real. I mean, like,
I like that.
yeah, Fifi's. I mean, a joke's a joke. I agree, a joke's a joke. Here's the thing: a joke's a joke. Some people may not like it. Some people don't. Like I know dudes who get really fucking upset about bald jokes. I think they're hilarious because I love being bald. Like part of it is like I do think that certain people tend to take things way more personally when they are like they have a problem with it themselves. You know, like I'm not saying that Carl has a problem with being black. I'm just saying because you see how the jokes work, Carl. But no, I mean, I'm not saying that he has a problem with being black. I'm just saying like a lot of times, like when people like that's why people get fucking upset about fat jokes, like as if they're not mostly true. You know, and even if they're not, imagination. You know,
Imagination.
Bald jokes are hilarious. I don't know if you meant to say bald, but bald jokes are also hilarious. I will agree. Like ball or bald jokes, I don't care. I mean, you got to laugh at shit. Like I think society has lost the ability to do that. You know, we like because we're supposed to be very serious and stuff like that about so much that we can't laugh at ourselves. If you can't laugh at yourself, what the fuck? You know, like and Crystal knows this is. I mean, the way I talk is just the way I talk. So I like communicate through sarcasm. Yeah,
All the time.
all the time. Yeah, all the time. And I'm not sarcastic or mean to her
Oh,
because
no, I don't mean it
because she's my person.
like
But everybody else on the planet gets it. You know, like I mean, fuck. Mark and I are, besides Crystal and Jacob, Mark is my best friend probably ever. And we fuck with each other all the time. I call him short all the time. He's like 2 inches shorter than me. I call him short all the time. He calls me a weak pussy because he's stronger than me. He makes fun of my bald ass head. He makes fun of himself being a Jew. You know. So, anyway, this is how ADHD works, people. We'll get to it soon. Anyway, my dad kept making bad, crude jokes yesterday at Thanksgiving. So appropriate, but who cares? I mean, that's the fucking, like, who fucking cares? You know. Jada Pinkett didn't like bald jokes either. The fucked up thing is about that fucking lion ass fucking woman. She was saying like days before she got all offended by the bald jokes, she was like flaunting a whole video flaunting like, I love being bald. I'm proud of it. No, I'm not so fucking proud of it. Chris Rock can fucking get you to fucking order your man to ruin his fucking career. You know, laughter's great. We need to be able to laugh at each other. I mean, there are people that wear bull rings in their noses with pink fucking hair and shit like that don't want to be made fun of. I'm sorry, I'm not capable. I mean, like, I'm absolutely not capable of doing it. Like, people are identifying with frog pronouns. Shut up. To pretend like I'm not going to make fun of that shit is off fucking limits. Like, it's not right. That's mean to me. Like, you're going to call yourself frog person and frog self and expect me not to just fucking laugh straight in your face. Okay. Sure.
Feelings will be hurt.
Feelings will be hurt. I will love it. That's the worst thing you can do with me. Like when me and Mark, I don't know if you guys know this, but me and Mark, I'm going to move this over here. One more second. When I first got into YouTube fitness, I did roasting videos. So if you haven't watched those, feel free to go back and watch. But I did some videos on Mark because I was a fucking ass. I'm an asshole. Nobody was safe, right? And we went back and forth a little bit. And what was I thinking about? Oh, but like my thing is like he can take a joke. We're friends now. What the fuck, you know? Mark's Jew jokes on Twitter are awesome. He's because he's Jewish. Before anybody gets super fucking offended, I pity comedians. That's my thing. I don't even give a fuck. Like I don't even like. I'm gonna fucking say what I'm gonna fucking say. I remember my brain went back to it.
Oh,
I actually did a joke about Mark because Mark engaged. I was a little tiny channel and he engaged with me. And I was like, you should have fucking ignored me.
Now.
Yeah, I was like, you should have fucking. Now that I know I got to you, dude, I'm fucking putting my foot on the fucking gas. It's on. You know, like that's what I do, right? Sarcasm, my first language. I think that everybody that is Gen X, like, you know, that's the thing too. Like people try to say mean shit to me all the time. I had somebody telling me that this is why I you know I'm the way I am. That's why no one will ever talk to me. I was like they do no research, you know, like at all. But the meanest things that ever been said to me have been said by my family and friends, and in a joking way. Anyway, I grew up with my dad telling blonde jokes. We were just talking about blonde jokes. We were just talking about them, like how that was okay and shit like that. Like it fucking. You know, it was okay to literally imply a woman was dumb because she was bald. Now, like they'd be like, you know, I bet you if she's skinny and blonde, they'd still fucking be like fine. But if she's fat and blonde, look the fuck out. They're coming for you. My sister roasts me all the time. Good. It's good for you. I identify as a bald jellyfish. Jellify? Like how did like what are the pronouns for that? I would like to know. I caught a live before my workout. Good. Yes. Buna buns. Okay. How did you come up with that name? I'm going to start asking people that. I identify as a meat popsicle. That could go many ways. Really could. A meat popsicle. Okay. Gen X, we were raised on sarcasm and violence. We were talking about that around the dinner table with our son too. Like there would be times when my parents had no fucking idea where I was at when I was like a 13-year-old. Like no, for the entirety of the whole fucking day, they would have no idea where the fuck I was at. As long as I had my ass home by the fucking time the street lights came on, I was good. And then like the way I grew up, both my parents worked like 2 fucking jobs. When I became a teenager, especially when I got my driver's license, as long as I didn't get arrested and I fucking got good grades, they gave very little shits about it. You know, like very, very little. Not that my parents aren't fucking awesome people. Love you, mom and dad.
It was different times.
Different times. Wow. Okay. Meat Popsicle is from The Fifth Element. Oh, we watched that movie too. I thought
Time to rewatch.
Here it is. Jelly and Jelly. Okay. I stand corrected.
I like it.
Yeah. Recently got into trail hiking, and man, I got to tell you, it's so much fun and gratifying when you make it to the peak. Yes, we love hiking. We lived right across the street from a state park for many years, and climbing to the summit of it was just fucking amazing. Anyway, so there's more violent video games now than was for millennials, but for sure. I think the video game thing is a little fucking. I mean, it's not necessarily the game you let them play, because I was watching some serious violent fucking movies, like seriously violent fucking movies. But anyway, so we are 15 minutes in, and we're just fucking randomly talking. We're going to start talking about it's a video, and it was in the description box. So if you didn't do your homework, don't fucking bitch. And for like that's what I did get to tell you too. Like I was told that I openly abuse you guys, like my followers. That I openly abuse my followers. Yeah, I was told that just the other day.
What? Why?
Because I swear at them, and then I will say mean things when people say stupid shit. Here's the thing: if you say something stupid, I don't care if you've been followed. Like sometimes people do use I've been following you for 7 years. Blah, blah, blah. When I'll say something they don't like, they're like, oh, I've been following you for 7 years, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not a credit card. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Like, but,
oh my gosh.
But
Susanna.
You are free to abuse me. Okay. Yes, she is. Fucking completely. The camera does her no justice too. You guys have no fucking idea. Truth is abuse in 2022. Absolutely. But I was told that I abuse the audience because I swear at you guys, and swearing is rude. We literally fucking we live in a society right now that is doing so many fucked up things. If the word fuck offends you,
they would not like to have dinner with us.
Oh my God, no. Dinner would be bad. But if you guys feel that I've abused you, and just in all honesty, I don't fucking care. The thing is, like, and a lot of people, you guys can like ask her like about this too, but when this first started, it started as a joke. Like YouTube literally started like, I just wanted to do some fucking funny comedy for fitness. And I shit you not, if the thing was, if I make $200 in a year, I'll take you to dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally how it started. And I fucking shit you not. That's absolutely how it started. So we've always kept that in mind, that this is amazing. Now, then when we switched over to, okay, we're going to make this into a business, some stuff had to change. Of course, I got rid of some of the roasting stuff, not because I don't like to do comedy anymore. Like I kick around doing a stand-up comedy routine all the time. And just basically heckling the fucking audience, but it doesn't, like, the thing is, it had to change because roasting videos like was reaching a point where YouTube was deleting them anytime I fucking put them up, so you spend literally all day making a video, and then it would get deleted and your channel gets stricken and all like that. So when people are like, make a Tyrone video, make this video, like, I mean, you lose the joy in it when they get demonetized, so there's no money in it. And then, like, when they don't stay up and they just damage the channel, it becomes foolishness, right? But I told her, like, me and her had the conversation, like, even when we move with the business, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say, because if I don't believe in something, or like that's why people should understand that no morbidity, which I believe, the guys told me that it was going to be selling out, fully within the next, like we got some more in and it sold out almost immediately. But that's why you guys know, like our products work because like I believe in them and I don't bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I speak like what's on my fucking mind, and a lot of times that gets me in trouble. But at the same time, and we've had so many people be like, they leave, they and come back, and they're like, you were right, I had to think about it, and that's all great. But the popularity is not like the goal for us. Like we want to help people, we want to run our businesses, we got shit to say. I don't believe, Crystal doesn't believe that lying straight to anybody's fucking face and telling them they're fine. Like we view society as enough people have basically bullshitted people into believing that it's okay, like to be 250, 300 pounds, non-athletic, that it's much kinder, when you say?
Yeah, and if you want to hear those kinds of lies, there are plenty of places for you to find that.
You can go to any other fitness person on YouTube just about nowadays, and they're going to pretend like that you're perfectly fine being able to barely fucking get up a flight of stairs, and all you need to do is take a 3 body type quiz and they'll be able to get 6 packs on you in fucking 6 months, but anyway, The Bitter Truth About Sugar and How It Causes Inflammation by Robert Lustig. Robert Lustig has written several really, really, really good books that I've personally read about sugar and food addiction and sugar addiction and stuff like that, right? Now, I'm going to say this as a preface. The addiction, the people that are in charge of the DSMs, like they don't, for addiction, they don't recognize sugar as an addiction, which I find completely full-on fucking ridiculous. You can be addicted to eating couch cushions. We actually watched an episode of something where this person is addicted to eating couch cushions. You can be mentally addicted to tons of things, yet alone something that actually produces a dopamine response in your brain, as well as other physical hormonal reactions. Like it's just silliness. It is one of the biggest lies in our society told, that sugar is not an addictive substance, and that's because they market it towards your fucking children. Processed sugar is 100%. Yep, it's really processed sugar is 100% of a drug.
Yes.
It is 100%. We've had people almost have to get hospitalized for in sugar withdrawal when they've come off it. I mean, I gotta say, there's some stuff in here that I'm like kind of about. That I would wonder about the actual data presented, which it also does get a little harder in today's world to trust data because most things are funded by different industries and stuff like that. But I find his work amazing, and this is true right here. I've seen so many people reverse metabolic disease, insulin resistance, and cancers by eating a very low carb, healthy diet and removing non-processed food and sugars. That is really, and this is another good one. My sugar addiction probably stemmed from my alcohol addiction. Probably did, because alcohol is actually sugar too. But we are going to watch the first maybe 15 minutes of this on this here. We're going to watch maybe the first 15 minutes of it on double speed or speed and a half. Good. And here we go.
When you consume sugar, you are poisoning your mitochondria. Sugar and cyanide do the same thing. This is the toxin.
Sugar and cyanide do the same thing. Is that not fucking crazy?
What are the key negatives when we consume the levels of sugar that many of us are currently consuming?
Well, first of all, let's make it very clear that sugar is not the only problem in our diet. It's the big one. It's the 2,000-pound gorilla in our diet, but there's other stuff too. But sugar is a particularly egregious molecule.
So, by the way, he is talking about this, and I was literally just telling Crystal that Forbes magazine came up. They found a new research that said that low protein diets may be the cause of rising obesity levels. Big fucking shock. Like new research. In other words, somebody watched my videos from like 4 fucking years ago.
One time, trans fats were the worst thing we could do.
Getting a lot of echo. I don't know how to fucking fix that, guys. Mm-mm. Let me think. Well, we can do this. Hang on a second. This one's for you. Give me 1 second. Because here's what I think is happening. Okay.
Consumed. Trans fats are the devil incarnate. Trans fats, the bacteria can't.
Is that better? Anybody tell me in the comments, is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Is
Oh
it
my
better?
God.
Is it better? Is it better? Is it better? Is it better?
Chew it up, which is why
Is
they
this
put the
better?
trans fats.
Is this better?
in,
Is
right?
this better?
So
Much better. They just said it's better.
I abuse my audience. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
you know, it would last forever, you know, the 10-year-old Twinkie. Well, the fact is our mitochondria, our little energy burning factories inside all our cells, are really.
Okay, hang on a second. He's speaking a little too fast. We'll lower that down. Here we go.
Refurbished bacteria. We can't chew it up either. So the exact same reason for why they put the trans fats in the food is exactly why you shouldn't eat the food. Now we know that, and they've come out of our diet. So now sugar is public enemy number one. So what does sugar do?
This is a very important segment here, because this is, I mean, we've gone over this before. I find it interesting that that he's going over this. So let's go.
And the answer is a whole bunch of bad things. The food industry says sugar is energy. Well, they're correct if you're a bomb calorimeter. If you just blow it up, if you explode it, yeah, you get 4 calories per gram. But we are not bomb calorimeters. Turns out that sugar actually poisons the mitochondria.
That's crazy, right?
Okay, it poisons it in 3 separate enzymes that are necessary for mitochondria to do their job. The first one, AMP kinase, which is the fuel gauge on the liver cell.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, ACAD-L, acyl-CoA dehydrogenase long chain, which is necessary to get fatty acids into the mitochondria to be able to oxidize them to create energy. And the third one is CPT1, carnitine palmital transferase 1, which is the enzyme that regenerates carnitine, which is the shuttle mechanism that brings the fatty acids into the mitochondria in the first place. In other words, when you consume sugar, you are poisoning your mitochondria.
So that's the biggest portion about this is what people need to realize is I don't necessarily think he's even talking about just sugar, like not fruit and stuff like that. I do believe he's talking more along like processed sugar, and I think he gets to that in a minute. So I don't want people to get freaked out and us to have to go back to the great fruit debacle that happened to Crystal not too long ago, a couple of years ago. No, it was years ago now, it was over 3 years ago now. Yeah, when Crystal told people that sometimes people with food addiction with sugar addiction should possibly avoid fruit and just get their carbohydrates from other vegetables, and people lost their motherfucking mind, and she was like, "What the fuck?"
You are generating.
If I believe, I was like saying, especially like the first part of your day.
Yeah, like earlier in the day, like don't. If you start your day with a banana has an incredibly large amount of sugar in it. So, I mean, it can cause glycemic response, insulin response in your blood, your insulin floods, and then it becomes hungrier, you know?
Like if you have a sweet potato first thing in the day,
Mm-hmm.
like the rest of your day is so much harder.
Right. I mean, because you got to fucking
That's
suffer through it.
Generating less of the chemical energy that our cells get powered by, called ATP. So if you're making less ATP,
Mm-hmm.
is that energy? It's the opposite of energy.
Right.
So when you consume sugar, you are actually inhibiting your body's energy production. Can you think of a chemical that inhibits your mitochondria and reduces ATP production? Cyanide. Cyanide does that. Okay, sugar and cyanide do the same thing. Now, obviously, not as severely. Okay, you know, cyanide parts per million keel over and die on the spot. With sugar, you know, it's in the parts per thousand, and you don't keel over on the spot, but you feel lousy, and over time, it's going to take its toll.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, if you're inhibiting your mitochondria, you are poisoning your body. And we now have the data to show how that occurs. So here's my question to you and your audience. Sugar is in virtually all ultra-processed foods, and ultra-processed foods are now 56% of the UK diet. And
is that not a crazy ass number? Like ultra processed foods when I was growing up were maybe 5% bread. Like literally it was just bread, you know? You maybe got some table sugar for baking. Like the only time I ever saw my mother whip out the sugar was for like baking, you know? And it just slowly worked into the diet. And then it all of a sudden became like this huge thing, you know? Like, I mean, it's everywhere, you know?
And the amount of sugar that Brits eat, 62% of it is found in the ultra-processed food category.
Wow.
So my question to you and your audience is ultra-processed food food?
So we actually do a whole segment about this all the time. And Crystal like broke this down for me when we were developing the hunger management method pretty much. But there's food, which is whole foods or minimally processed foods, you know, meaning like cheese, even cheese is in there because there's a minimal process to it, which means whey is in there, a few other things. And then there's items eaten just for pleasure, which are almost always ultra processed carbohydrates, right? Now, don't get me wrong, you can find pleasure in the whole foods too. Like I fucking love me some sweet potatoes. I made some banging ass fucking sweet potatoes just today. We didn't put the marshmallows on them.
No,
Like,
we did not.
Because people fucking got all fucking weird about it last time I spoke about it. People are like, what do you get? Like people want recipes for Thanksgiving, I guess because they think we're gonna make like super healthy recipes. It's fucking Thanksgiving. I want some fucking sweet potato pie. I want some sweet potato casserole. Taste is sweet, and I want fucking like it's fucking Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but
We ate good.
we ate healthy.
Yeah, we ate healthy. I'm just playing like our green bean casserole was amazingly healthy. Even the sweet potatoes were mostly sweet potatoes with a little bit of apple butter and some pecans. Like it was literally fucking sweet potato, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little bit of apple butter and some pecans. It was fucking healthy as fuck. I'm probably gonna have some of it later. Her pumpkin pie little things that was the most unhealthy thing we ate, I think. And that's only because there was like gluten-free cookies as the crust.
as the crust, yeah.
You know, that's it, you know? And then gravy was just basically fucking turkey fat and anyway. And we didn't really use sugar. We used coconut sugar and stuff like that for anything to sweeten anything. Oh, I made fresh whipped cream, but I used stevia for that too. So it was healthy-ish. It's a healthy Thanksgiving. And stuffing wise, we make like a roasted vegetable stuffing versus a bread stuffing because I would get incredibly ill.
It's like all the flavors of stuffing without the bread.
Mhm.
We do it with roasted vegetables instead of bread.
Exactly.
So it has all the fresh herbs that you would put in stuffing and
But I got a bunch of messages about the mushrooms, or not mushrooms, about the fucking marshmallows and shit like that. You're gonna eat marshmallows? Like fuck, we ate fucking marshmallows over the campfire too.
oh yeah,
you know?
yeah, we did have
Like,
marshmallows.
I want to live the entirety of my life with this woman happily and not fat. So in order to do that, I can't be like super strict, strict. Even coming up here, I'm about to fucking drop my calories way down to test, to actually like really give a test run on product 2, No Morbidity and Ember together. But even with that, I'm not going to go fucking, I mean, we're going to go on a date. You know, we're going to go do some shit, like we're going to eat at a nice restaurant and I might have like, I might have something at it. We've worked very hard to make it so I don't have that kind of lifestyle anymore, And
it's in moderation. Like, yes, we had roasted marshmallows on vacation, but when was the last time we had a marshmallow before that?
Right,
I don't even know.
Right.
Years.
Exactly.
So like, it's okay to do things like that in moderation every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's just don't eat that way every day.
Right. Don't eat that way every single day. Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Mark, I just got a message from Mark. We'll talk about it in a second. Okay, but here you go. By the way, for what we're talking about, the Beyond Willpower, the Hunger Management Method, the book will be out for release. Like you can buy it right now. We'll be sending it to you here in a couple hours, and I'll be doing a full standing video about it. But there's also the accountability coaching, which is a coaching special, and the intensive coaching. Please do feel free to sign up. Let's go here, and we're going to go back to this.
My view
is that it's not really. I would say no, but I know to many people that is super.
What do you say?
I love this part where they talk about whether or not these highly processed foods are food, because I say it all the time that they're not. And for me, that's why they're not a temptation, because for me personally, because I don't view them as food. So like if I'm hungry, I don't think about eating things like that because I don't really view them as food.
They're not. I mean, like your body does not really digest it well either. What the fuck? So, block user. No. Here's my question, YouTube. How can you know any fucking time I make any goddamn mention of masks in 2.5 fucking years, you can fucking delete my channel damn near, but you can't stop the fucking sex bots from fucking constantly saying, check this girl out at this thing. Like it's like it all in the fucking comments all the fucking time. It's like these fucking bots with these fucking porn fucking things. And you do you, boo. I don't give a fuck what you guys want to watch. So you do you. I'm not saying, but like they pretend like they can't stop them, but literally I can be like, oh, and masks don't work, and fucking like immediately the live stream gets cut off, you know, like fuck off.
Super controversial, which we're definitely going to talk about. But yeah, on a straight answer, I would say no. Depends on your definition, I guess, because it's energy. Okay. It's got some calories in it, which we consume in our mouth that enable us on one level to sort of, I guess you're saying it's actually reducing the energy production, the sugar within it anyway. But yeah, on one level, it sustains people and they can actually get on with their days, at least in the short term anyway.
Well, you have to know what the definition of food is.
Well, I love this. This is my favorite part.
So if I had my Webster's dictionary right here, right now, you guys, in the UK probably don't use Webster's, you probably have something else. But if I pulled it off the shelf, it would say that the definition of food is the following, and I have no problem with this definition. Substrate that contributes to either the growth or burning of an organism. That's the definition. I have no problem with that definition. It's a fine definition. All right. Substrate that contributes to either the growth or burning of an organism. So we've just talked about burning. Sugar does not contribute to the burning of an organism. It actually inhibits the burning of an organism. And Dr. Kevin Hall at the NIH did a study where he showed that when you give people ultra-processed food, they burn less and gain more weight when everything else is controlled for compared to the same diet in real food. Did this in 2019. So ultra-processed food does not contribute to burning. So now let's go to growth. Does ultra-processed food contribute to growth? My colleague, Dr. Efrat Monsenigo-Ornan, who is the chairman of the Department of Nutrition at Hebrew University, Jerusalem, just published 3 papers in Bone Research showing that ultra-processed food actually inhibits skeletal growth, inhibits the ability of bones to increase in length and in width. And
that's what you give to your kids.
In addition, we know from the Nutrinet Santé study and many other studies that, in fact, what sugar does is it feeds cancer cells, it hijacks growth.
Yep. Like that's the thing, like we talk all the time, because I mean this, and Crystal and I have had a long conversation about this, so this is not a surprise to her. If it will all of a sudden come out that I have cancer, I'm not getting chemo. And I was in the hospital industry for a long time. You do you, by the way. You do you. You listen to your doctor. I'm not getting chemo. I'll go fucking completely carnivore and fucking watch every little bit of my fucking diet, and I'll fucking enjoy the time I fucking got. I'll do some pain management and fucking some THC fucking therapy and shit like that. But I'm not doing chemo. I do not know too many people that have gotten chemo and radiation and shit like that. And like the life they're left with is not that full of one. And I want to live my life very full. Like, don't get me wrong, 90 years old, holding hands, watching the sun go down over the Gulf of Mexico. But we both know that if the other were to experience something like that, that I would, that's how we would handle it, because I don't like, and another huge part, and I talk about this all the time, I just absolutely do not trust the healthcare industry anymore. I have no faith in them at all. You're running a very serious gamble with them, and I'm again, listen to your doctor, but anyway, my mom had breast cancer and just had The surgery, but refused chemo. She's all clear now, but it didn't make sense. Chemo causes cancer. So how does it play? That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, there's so much stuff. We talk about, like, Crystal and I do research on mammograms and shit like that. They recently moved the age of mammograms from 40 years old to 45 years old. The reason why they moved them from 40 to 45 is because they started calculating out that if they started giving women mammograms at 40 years old, that it was highly likely that the radiation from the mammograms that they were exposing these women to check for a cancer that isn't really even that dangerous for them, because they're actual dangerous cancer. The mammogram won't show up on the mammogram, but the radiation they were exposing women to was going to give them cancer eventually. It's fucking ridiculous, you know?
So, sugar doesn't contribute to burning, inhibits it. Doesn't contribute to growth, inhibits it, or hijacks it.
Mm-hmm.
So I pose the question to you again, Ranga. Is ultra-processed food food?
I'll go with my original answer, which is no.
He's like, no, I'm not changing. I'm not changing. And
That's my final answer.
And it's Julian. If you're talking about the thing I was just saying about the mammograms, absolutely. I mean, they just moved it to 45 years old instead of 40. It's a lot of things that are done in the healthcare industry are done to treat acutely the issue. They don't do anything to prevent, and they don't really do anything to cure. So, like the concept of radiation therapy to me is just like, it's such a crapshoot, because like you're irradiating somebody. We know this to be not good, you know. Well, anyway, whole other thing. We're talking about sugar.
That is right. It is no. Ding, ding. That's right. But the point is that the food industry, refuses to go there. The populace refuses to go there.
Yep.
The governments refuse to go there. And you and I are both interested in mitigating chronic disease.
Yeah.
And you are right. If you get people on a real food diet, you can mitigate virtually any and all of their chronic diseases. I completely agree. You gave a TEDx talk basically saying you can basically take away somebody's chronic disease. I used to do that in my clinic, when I was practicing routinely.
Yeah.
It feels
But
so
only
validated.
if they change the food.
It's the food. It's the food.
It's the food.
It's the food. It's the food. It's what I always say. It's the food. And the problem is that a lot of these foods cause us to want other foods. They cause us to want to keep eating other foods. They cause us to be ingesting all of this stuff. It is the fucking food, people. Like, it's so painful sometimes. It really is, because it's just the food. Like, when you're ingesting that much sugar in a day, like my grams of sugar in a week are probably less than most people's in a day, far. Like, I'm talking by far, because I don't even do the sweet treat anymore that much at night. Like, it's been a lot of like, we'll have some cheese and maybe some pepperoni. Vegetables at dinner are normally peppers, so they have a little bit of sugar in them, but not a lot. But processed sugars, absolutely, there will be weeks at a time that I don't have it.
We do a lot of Brussels sprouts.
We do a lot of Brussels sprouts, stuff like that. Like, there'll be weeks and weeks at a time where we don't do that. I've gotten very far away from needing the taste of sweet, which is awesome. I think that's a lot. That's a lot to do with a lot of the stuff I'm on too. Like, because the stuff for I almost said the name. The stuff for product 2. We're still waiting on trademark. The stuff for product 2 has just got it just fucking quelled, But the thing is, like, people just need to get, it's like, it's the fucking food. Like, oh, well, I don't want to starve myself. You only feel like you're starving because the food you're fucking eating.
Yeah.
I could literally feel satiated on what I should be drinking fluid wise, and probably 16 to 18 ounces of beef a day, like, completely. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to put some veggies in there and stuff like that, but that's about that's anywhere from 1,000 to 1,700 calories in red meat, and then another 200 calories in the fucking in the vegetables. 2,000 anywhere from like fucking 1,200 to 2,000 fucking calories in a day. I can be super fucking satiated all goddamn day, like super satiated. But if I have fucking basically 50 grams of sugar in a day, I'm fucking gonna be eating my face off. And many people have 50 grams of sugar before they fucking leave their breakfast.
Yeah.
Many.
Not good.
Sugar industry is going to take a hit out on Alan. You know,
No.
she's like, don't do it, don't do it. We're not actually worried about the sugar industry. The pharma industry kind of concerns me because, and I know this sounds fucked up, but No Morbidity is producing very good results, like very, very good results. We're thinking about getting a study run on it, which it costs a lot of money to run a study. But we are associated with the ISSN, International Sports Science and Nutrition organization, and some of the people from there are interested in running it, so it would basically be beyond reproach. They wouldn't be getting money from us or anything like that. But like if you all of a sudden start producing stuff that works as good or better than pharma products for very inexpensive, shit seems to happen to those people, you know, like, and it's not, I'm joking, but I'm kind of like also because our next product is fucking banging, like for blood sugar. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be better than metformin. What I am saying, it's supposed to do a lot of the stuff that metformin does and more. So, but yeah, the sugar industry doesn't worry me too much, but the fucking pharma industry worries me a little bit occasionally. So, just to be real. So we are very happy and would not do anything to ourselves. I just thought I'd put that out here, you know.
I threw at them. Could make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, what strikes me as a really key message is that the majority of what we're buying to feed ourselves and our families is ultra-processed food, whether it's here in the UK or with you in America. And that is contributing to this tsunami of chronic ill health that we're seeing. It's pretty alarming. But what I think is so key, Rob, for me, is that it's so normalized now. Like it's the norm everywhere, schools, hospitals. In fact, if you want to go down the real food route, you almost feel like a bit of if you try and do it with your kids, you actually become a social outcast in some ways.
You're a pariah.
And I think this is the problem. It's the norm. We've moved so far away from what we used to do. In fact, maybe this is a good time for you to explain what you used to do when you were 8 years old, because I believe you had a granddad who lived in Brooklyn. And every Saturday you would do something, which I think beautifully illustrates this point.
So this guy's about to tell a story that resonates with me very, very solidly, but because it reminds me of stuff from my childhood. I don't even know if we're about the same age or I think he's probably a little older than me, but it's nice to hear, like, you calm down. We are getting I told you so shirts printed out, marked myself and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, sometimes it's not a matter of taking pride in stuff like that, but it's good to be validated a little bit because, like, especially after the last, and it's not just the last couple of years about the pandemic, which I feel fully vindicated about, but it's all this other shit too. Like my first video talking about we shouldn't do the fat acceptance thing because it's a very slippery slope for us to go down to as a society that will lead to this, increased rate. And it's like, I played that video for somebody not too long ago and they were like, holy fuck, that, like, you know, because it's like every bullet point, you know, got talked about. And it's just this weird shit where, you know, when Crystal and I are saying, like, it's the processed foods. I mean, like, when you break it down how we look at it, like, when you guys buy the Hunger Management book, when you guys buy Beyond Willpower, I talk about this because I'm actually the case study. But we sat down in kind of like early April and, okay, let's figure out which foods make you hungrier, like which foods leave you wanting more. We need to get you as satiated as possible because I was just eating everything, right? So it was always like meat satiates, processed carbohydrates make me hungry, you know, like carbohydrates make me hungry. So ultra processed carbohydrates are even more. When you look at the studies on ultra processed carbohydrates, which Crystal and I have for years now, they even processed flour, your body reacts to it very similarly as it does sugar, you know, because it enters the bloodstream quickly. It has a great insulin spike, blah, 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 you know. So it's just good to hear this, you know.
That's right. So yeah, bottom line is I completely agree with you. What we've done is we've normalized it. Once upon a time, it was actually not normal to eat ultra processed food, and today it is normal. And I remember when that happened because it happened to me. It happened to me in two ways. So on Saturday afternoons, my family would go visit my grandparents who lived about, 8 miles away in Brooklyn. And my grandfather would walk me down to the corner grocery store to buy a comic book and a 6.5 ounce bottle of Coca-Cola. And I remember, pretty much every Saturday afternoon. And that was the big treat, the comic book and the Coca-Cola. That was on Ocean Avenue and Avenue N in Brooklyn. The fact is that
Which reminds me, hang out with your fucking children. Like actually do shit like that with them. That's awesome.
was once a week and it was 6.5 ounces, right? Today, children are consuming about, I think, 35 ounces a day, median. So
that's fucked up, by the way. Okay, so we wonder why childhood obesity rates are very, very high. They're ingesting 35 ounces of soda a day as a medium. That's fucking craziness. That equates to somewhere around like anywhere from 500 to 700 calories just by itself. And he's about to talk about the sugar, but I'm going to point this out to everybody. Not to mention the like just calorie wise, that's 50 to 70 pounds of weight in a year. Like if they don't change anything else, if they just change the soda over to water, not even getting into the mitigating factors of how it negatively affects their hormones, their sleep, probably their attention deficit. Like speaking as somebody that like I actually had, that was another thing too, I forgot to tell you. Somebody accused me of faking having ADHD. No, motherfuckers, unfortunately, sometimes this is just me. So like, I mean, I love how she just laughs because there's no denying it, people. It's like full on fucking crazy shit over here. But like when it's 500 to 700 calories of fucking almost straight ass dead ass sugar, that's way too fucking much. Like these fucking children are like, you can't like expect them to function and be healthy. It weakens their bones. It's horrible for their endocrine system. We wonder why the average 20-year-old male right now has the fucking testosterone level of a 70-year-old male from 20 years ago, because they don't actually, it actually affects them hormonally because on many regards, it crashes their endocrine system to begin with, and then it makes them fatter, and the fat is estrogenic. So then they have more estrogen to cancel out any testosterone in the system. We're killing children here. Like, it amazes me how we are just like not concerned about this next generation of people. It's going to be the most sickly generation ever. Like they're sickly. You can look at most of them and know they're sick, and I'm not saying it's any of your children. And if you're struggling with it, I'm not shaming you by any stretch of the imagination, because I know it can be hard, especially when you're not in charge of all their food for the day. And you have schools thinking that they know what's better for your children. I highly suggest you homeschool your children at this point in time. But, it's fucking crazy that like this is not spoken about. We are literally giving 35 ounces, like 100 fucking grams or more of an addictive, like of the actual sugar, of an addictive substance to children that affects their fucking hormones, affects dopamine levels, is addictive, can cause lifelong issues. Like fucking people want more and more and more of it. It's an addictive substance. And it's most of the time even marketed towards children. Like all candy is fucking like little tablets of crack. It's fucking crazy. Sorry.
Just didn't expect you to say that.
Go straight for the crack. Yeah.
They are getting about 6 times the amount of sugar that I did from that one Coke, and they're doing it every day instead of once a week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can we just pause on that for a second? You're saying you had 6 ounces once a week, and we're assuming back then that the rest of your diet throughout the week was low in sugar, low in processed foods, sort of a real food diet?
Well, my mother worked 3 jobs. And so I ate a lot of Swanson TV dinners when they first came out. And I remember when they came out around 1964.
So I tell you what, we do only have like 5 or 10 minutes left here. So what we're going to do is I am going to put the link to this in the chat, and then we're going to take some Q&A. And I highly suggest you guys watch it. It is amazing. It's an hour and 45 minutes long.
Yeah,
so
it's long.
We're like 11 minutes in because I've just been babbling. I missed you motherfuckers. It's just so much. Yeah, it's an amazing, Amy. It is an amazing, absolutely amazing documentary. I'm a big fan of his. He says some stuff that I don't necessarily agree with because I don't think it looks completely fully at certain things. Like you're hearing a little bit just for full disclosure. He gets to how he had a bunch of children under his care and they were eating 500 calories a day and they actually started gaining weight. I would argue that they didn't gain weight. I would argue that that was more of a calculation of the accumulation of hydration, like almost edema, because they became very sedentary, and sedentary people that don't move do hold water. They had very low energy levels. We've seen that multiple times. Here, we can take this back now too. We've seen that multiple times where somebody will be losing weight, and then when they stop losing weight and they're on very low calories, we actually have them increase calories. And it's not because of anything metabolic necessarily, but it is a matter of they get a little, like we have them eat 200 more calories of whatever, mostly protein normally, and the extra calories give them enough energy to then be much more intense in their activities, and then the intensity of their daily activities goes up 300 calories. So instead of it being like they ingest 200 calories, but they burn 3 from the ingestion. So stuff like that. Now, if you guys have any questions for especially the lovely wife, now is the time to ask them. I did just get a message back from Mark. We are going to be going live here at 2:30 again. So busy as fuck, which is awesome. Let me see here. And let's go. I'm so grossed out that I tried to eat a sweet potato casserole. I'm so grossed out that I tried to eat the sweet potato casserole now. What's wrong with my sweet potato casserole? You making fun of my sweet potato casserole? So anyway, Julian, I quit it entirely. There are other things that would be a much better treat. I don't know what you're talking to Julian about. Oh, it's a weekly treat. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Asparagus, maybe? Okay. Yeah. When I grew up, most people subsistence farmed fish, hunted, and being overweight and obese was extremely rare. Well, we have completely decoupled the relationship with gathering food and calories, because that used to be where you did have to expend a decent, like when you go out, like camping, hunting, stuff like that, just to get food made, there's a lot more work. You have to get the firewood, you have to make the fire, you have to do this. So there's so much more involved to it. It's not just expending 1 calorie of putting your foot down to a pedal and strolling up to a drive-through. So, saw your debate with Joshua Wars. It was great, and the majority of your points and arguments resonate with what you say today because we were right. That's the thing. We were very correct. I have nothing against Dr. Joshi, besides the fact that he's a complete sellout punk ass bitch. He is he's like. First of all, he's like, well, I'm a doctor. Like, that doesn't mean shit, motherfucker. 40% of our clientele are doctors. Most of them are horrible about managing their fucking food. That doesn't mean shit. You know, you may know how to fucking prescribe drugs, but obviously, there's more to this. 1 and 2, but with the weight stigma is more dangerous shit. Like, he's talking about being like science. I'm like, fucking show me the science that the weight stigma is actually fucking, your fifis are not a fucking scientific fucking, anyway. But thank you. I appreciate it. Crystal, what does a day of eating look like for you? What does it look like?
Usually I start my day with eggs. Sometimes eggs and like ground meat. and sometimes with potatoes, but not every day. Mm-hmm. And then in the evening, I have meat, vegetables, sometimes starch like potatoes. Mm-hmm.
Anything in between?
No.
And what's the go-to snack?
Like cheese and meat.
Yeah. So pretty similar.
I eat mostly meat, cheese, veggies, eggs. Yeah.
The biggest difference between her and I is that I don't eat pretty much first thing. Especially I didn't eat till 11 o'clock today. Have you eaten today? Yeah, you ate earlier. I
had turkey.
You had turkey, but
it was good.
I ate earlier today. I probably by tomorrow. I will probably not eat until 3:30 or 4, just like I said. But normally she eats right when she wakes up, and then doesn't eat until dinner, and then I normally am not going to eat till dinner, and then we snack together. Is how it's when I'm basically in season. That's how it works. Because we don't I don't like we've talked about it before. I don't train super hard all year round because I'm old, and I got to be real. I just don't. I have this weird thing where I love how I look when I'm very lean, but I don't. But I hate how I look when I'm very lean because it's a weird type of body dysmorphia. I hate how my face looks when I'm really lean. I look like death to me. Like you seem to like it as much as you like this, but I'm very lucky. But we eat that's normally the pattern. We don't eat our first meal together, but then we try to eat our second meal together always.
I like to eat in the morning because I usually do an 11 a.m. workout, and so I like to eat in the morning, like a few hours before I work out.
Mm-hmm. Your upcoming product that may be better than metformin. I find it interesting because people with cancer use metformin to inhibit glutamine. Maybe your product will be similar. I'm not sure about the glutamine effects on it, to tell you the truth, but it does have, first of all, it has berberine, which berberine by itself has been shown to be more effective for treating of PCOS and certain insulin resistance than metformin already. And then we have 2 other ingredients in it that are also great for insulin regulation and glycemic response. So I would not necessarily talk about it for cancer, but for blood sugar regulation, I feel confident. Put it that way. Like I feel absolutely confident. But that's not something. I got to be real. I want to cure obesity and the health markers that come with that. When it gets to the cancer stage, I'm out because I'm not a doctor, so I did not do the research for that. So just being honest. But if it's because of if it inhibits glutamine through the same process as inhibiting insulin and glycemic response, then yes. But if not, I don't know. I would like to say I know, but I don't know. Growing up, there was no vending machines in my schools. Now all the schools around. When we were growing up, you had 2 choices. You ate the main meal or the secondary meal. Shut the fuck up. When our son got to school and he went to the same high school as me, he could eat pizza every fucking day. And he did. So every day. He doesn't even eat pizza that much anymore now.
Yeah.
Credentials don't equate expertise, sadly. And again, listen to your doctor. Your doctors go to school for a long time, but I do think it's just how the healthcare system is set up in general. It's set up to be an acute care treatment industry versus a prevention of chronic illness industry. If we focus more on the prevention of chronic illness, we could alleviate the pressure on our healthcare system for the acute injuries and acute illnesses by up to 80%, But the problem is we'd have to tell some people that they're fat as fuck and they need to lose weight. And we can't seem to do that. Besides myself and a few other people, and she tells people she doesn't use the fat as fuck terminology. But people can't seem to get that out of their mouths because they're too afraid of hurting people's feelings. When in fact, it's really one of the most selfish things you can fuck. It's actually selfish. It is the person not wanting to be the bad guy to another person. They are trying to make themselves look okay by avoiding telling another person the truth. So you are in fact lying to another person's face in order to benefit yourself. That's horrible, right? I mean, that's abjectly horrible, right? Yeah. Alan should review crack recipes where it's literally food rolled into crystallized sugar, marketed to parents to entice kids to eat fruit.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. At first,
I have to entice them to eat fruit. Fruit's already sweet.
Yeah. Crystal's giggles are adorable. Yes.
Thank you.
Crystal's day sounds like mine without the potatoes.
Yeah, and I don't do potatoes every day, but I don't really eat much fruit and I don't eat much other carbs. So potatoes is my carb of choice when I have them.
Yeah.
Because I like potatoes.
Yeah. Some women bodybuilders get filler for their faces. I can imagine. I'm just not gonna. I got to be real. First of all, I'm never gonna get much below 9% ever. If I do, it'll be an accident. It will literally happen by accident. I want to live when you get that lean, one, at my age, you got to really worry about your endocrine system. 2, I really worry about injuring myself because I'm like genetically gifted. I say this all the time. I recover super fucking quick. Like even now, as long as I'm feeding myself correctly and I'm getting decent sleep and good hydration, I recover very, 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 very quickly from physical activity. Not when I'm super lean. When I'm super lean, it's like, like a good hard workout when I'm super lean. I mean, when I am in that kind of shape too, I can push, like my ability to push harder, my ability to push is much increased. Like I can push crazy fucking hard when I'm super lean, but it really fucking takes it out of me. Like really fucking takes it out of me. And it's just not that comfy. Like, I mean, it's really, really not. And she like, I rock like a 4-pack. She's happy with it. I don't need to have the fucking 8-pack going on. So, like, and it's just like, it's just not that. And like, I think I look weird. Like, I mean, I think I look like a fucking, it's weird because like you try forever and ever and ever and ever and ever to build this body where it's almost like a comic book character look. And then now that I can get really lean because I'm in control of my food and I can, I still have a decent amount of muscle mass to me. When I get the comic book character look, I'm like, I like it, but at the same time, I'm like, it's a little fucking odd, like, anyway, it's my body dysmorphia and shit like that going on. Anyway, do you guys think blood type has any effect on what foods are beneficial for you? The lady I know keeps telling me to check. I don't know enough about it to talk on it. I really, really don't. And Amy Jacobs says it's been debunked. So has sugar being an addiction been debunked. Like, I mean, you gotta look at things like that. Like who's doing the debunking? I don't know enough about it. What I can tell you is the same thing about thermogenics, right? If there is a benefit to it, it is so minuscule and minute that I don't necessarily think that it is going to affect it to a great degree. It would have to be very, like almost perfection. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't typically eat in the mornings just because whatever I eat, I fall sleepy.
Yeah, I don't have that. Food doesn't affect me in that way. And like eating in the mornings, a few hours before my workout kind of prevents me from like thinking about how hungry I am while I'm working out.
Right.
Which can be very distracting. So
she's just so fucking cute. I love her so much. My God.
So that's what I do.
Lindsay, how are you doing? I hope the baby is doing great. Let's see. Kids love fruit regardless why coat it with sugar.
Yeah,
Why?
exactly.
Fucking why?
And when I was saying I don't really eat fruit, it's nothing against fruit. I just gravitate more towards savory foods. I don't really like sweet things that much. I'd rather have something savory, spicy, things like that.
Yeah, I can't eat right before a workout. I'm the same way. I cannot eat before a workout. Yeah. I get, but Crystal's workouts are also fucking. For me, Crystal's workouts for me, and we can make ourselves bigger. We don't need to keep that guy's face on. Crystal's workouts for me are kind of fucking crazy and insane anyway. So, like, anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat right before a workout. But for me, like a few hours before is fine for me.
So, any further questions for Crystal, please do ask. But I do want to say that in about 21 minutes, I'm going to be live with Mark also. We're going to be talking about the day after Thanksgiving, controlling hunger, blah, blah, blah. He asked me to be on and help him out with that. So I'd imagine it'll be on this channel also. So please do check that out. But any final questions for Crystal? We're going to be on next week. We'll have it released. I think we're switching this to Fridays. I like this. Did you like it? Yeah, I like it. I liked it at 1. That way, if I wanted to do 2 in a day, I could still do 7 o'clock one in if it's something newsworthy happens. And then we can do this one, which is the review. So hell yeah. And then make sure to visit our Black Friday sales for the coaching and for the book. I'm going to be doing a little bit later. I'll be doing a full standing video for the book to release it, but I'll also be doing some videos about different supplements to get from both Ambrosia and Tiger Fitness, which we're associated with. So let's see. Eating Thanksgiving leftovers is almost as bad as eating Thanksgiving dinner. Any advice, Lisa? I mean, I've eaten the turkey pretty much all day. The sides will be very small. The links aren't working. Oh no! Give me a second. That's not good.
Yeah, since we have so much leftover turkey, that's what I ate this morning.
Give me a They are not fucking working. Motherfucker. All right, give me a second. You bastard. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Thank you for letting me know. That's fucking bullshit. Somebody, Tajay was able to buy it. I don't know. What I'll do is I'm going to payments. Give me a sec. Thank you for letting us know, though. Products. Okay, but folks, here is the Beyond Willpower book. Right here. Go to it. Let me check it here. That's fucking bullshit. Pissed me off. There it is. Okay. So that's the Beyond Willpower one, and then damn it, Jim. Here's the Intense Coaching one. Boom. There we go. And one more time, I'm going to go to Beyond Willpower so that other people in the other formats can get it. Here you go, guys. Sorry about that. Thank you very much. I'm going to check to make sure that there was no other. Quit abusing, Alan. No shit. Have fun. Big Pharma hacked it. That's a little weird that they fucking worked yesterday and it didn't work fucking anyway. Thank you. They won't work for me either, but I thought it was an error. Nope. There they are. So I hope everybody has a good time. We will be distributing that book out to you guys very shortly, probably within the next hour or two. I hope everybody has a great motherfucking day. And I will be back tomorrow at some point in time to fucking scream and yell, but I'm going to be back with Mark in about 15 minutes. So check me out.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, motherfuckers.